Good morning, children. Today we will just revise the lesson 2, lithosphere, which was a very big lesson. So we begin with that. So, with the beginning revision, important points, we just studied that the outermost layer of the earth is known as lithosphere. It consists of rocks, minerals, and soil, and life exists on this layer with the help of atmosphere and hydrosphere. As I had told, because the air and water is there, we are able to survive here. Continents are parts of lithosphere where different landforms like mountains, plateaus, plains are found. So on lithosphere, we can find all these mountains, plateaus, and plains. Then we saw the Earth's interior is classified into three layers. So you can see the picture here. I have shown the Earth, geoid shape, the crust, mantle, outer core, inner core. Like this, the Earth is divided. On the left hand side, I have shown you, see, the from below you say the upper mantle I have shown, the lithosphere, then the oceanic crust and the continental crust. So remember that on the Earth's surface, this crust we are floating. So there are continents and the down there the oceanic crust. Then we studied the two parts of crust are continental crust, that is Sial. So silica and aluminium is found. Oceanic crust, Sima, that is silica and magnesium is found. The mantle is the second layer of the earth. The upper layer of mantle is more in liquid state. So here one finds magma chambers. It is through these chambers magma comes out of the earth's surface during volcanic eruptions. Now the epicenters of deep-seated earthquakes are also usually found here. So upper layer of mantle we find, which is just after the crust. So we have crust and upper mantle is there. There we find this magma because of the temperature. So it will be hot. The difference between the temperature of outer and inner core gives rise to vertical currents, and the earth's rotation gives them circular motion. So here, because of that, the electric current develops and we have this magnetic field is generated. So because of that we get because of this the geothermal power can be generated. So you understood crust, mantle and core. These are the three layers. Then we studied the rocks. Now the rocks are formed due to various natural processes. We studied in detail in the last class. The three types of rocks are igneous rocks, then sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Now metamorphic rocks are the hardest rocks on the earth. These rocks supply precious stones like sapphire, ruby, emerald and diamond. Then we studied about the forces of earth, how the changes take place. So there are two forces, as I said, internal force and external force. Now we studied in internal force volcanoes and earthquakes. So volcanoes, due to the change in the temperature and pressure under the earth, the magma comes out through a vent. So the earth, when it is floating, it is there where there is some vent type gap is there. From this, there the magma comes out and they are called as the volcanoes. Now a question was asked in the last class, why then people live near volcanoes? So in very short I had given. Now at first it may seem odd that people would want to live close to volcano. After all, volcanoes have a nasty habit of exploding, discharging liquid, rock, ash, poisonous gases, red hot clouds of embers, and generally doing things that kill people. Yet, throughout the history, people have deliberately chosen to risk all these hazards and live near them, even on the slopes of active volcanoes that have erupted within living memory. So, the volcanoes erupt, and it is very, as I said, very odd that people, why they want to live near where everything is not good. So, they chose to live close to the volcanoes because they felt that the advantages outweighed the disadvantages. So advantages were more for them. Now most volcanoes are perfectly safe for long periods in between eruptions. So one eruption takes place, it will be very long time it will take for the next eruption, and those that do erupt more frequently are usually thought of by the people who live there as being predictable. So what they do, if those people know that, then they think and they move out during that time. Now today about 500 million people live on or close to volcanoes. We even have major cities close to active volcanoes. Now Popocatépetl is a volcanic mountain less than 50 miles from Mexico City in Mexico. In short, the main things that attract people to live near active volcanoes are minerals. Then the geothermal energy is there, that is, with the steam we can generate the energy, that is electricity we get, which is very useful. Then we have the fertile soil found, so agriculture can be done, and tourism. Now because of tourism also, people come to see these volcanoes, so the people living nearby get money. So with the tourism, you have seen the tourist places, how it will be. So the people need, no doubt it is very difficult and it is very risky, still they live there because benefits are more. And remember, once the volcano erupt, it takes very long time for the next eruption. And where the volcanoes which erupt continuously, they take precaution. And then we have the earthquake as an internal force. When the lithosphere plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. The vibration can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called earthquake. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. The place on the surface above the focus is called the epicenter. Vibration travel outwards from the epicenter as waves. We have studied the three types of waves. Then greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter. Now with one diagram, we will just see, you can see there the earth I have shown. So the focus you can see somewhere in the upper mantle area, the focus is there. Here some vibration takes place. The fault is if there is a crack in that part. So from there also the epicenter you see on the surface of the crust you can see, and from there everywhere it distributes. So the vibration, the disturbance, where the disturbance occurs is in the mantle area, then it comes to the epicenter and then the earthquake takes place. Now you see focus point in earth where energy is released, and epicenter is point on surface above earthquake. Next we go to the external forces. Now external forces are many: weathering, denudation, glacier, underground water, wind and sea waves. Now all these will change the surface of the earth. There are some landforms are formed because of them. Now just we will see the features formed. Now river when it flows, it makes waterfalls. Like examples are like Jog Falls in Karnataka, Niagara Falls. Then they form V-shaped valleys. Deltas, Sundarban Delta, the spelling is not there, Delta. Okay. Then Nile Delta. So these are the various features they form, and many more are there. We look into everywhere, one or two I have taken. Then the glaciers. Glacier forms moraines. I will show you the picture here, how it is formed. Then underground water, limestone caves are formed. Example I have given, Akkalgavi, Ulavi caves. Then with wind, mushroom rock, that is erosion work. It goes on breaking. Sand dunes are formed, that is depositional work. Then sea waves make sea arch and sea stack. Now a few pictures I will show you. See the moraines, the glaciers, you can see the white, they go on depositing the deposit they bring. You can see They you can see the um, um, medial moraine, lateral moraine, and terminal. You can see how the deposits are there. In between those are the glacier. The glaciers are the ice loaded water when is coming down. Then Jog Falls, that is waterfalls, you are familiar. Then there is a limestone cave, Akalgavi Ulavi caves. You can see them, and yourself also you can find the different examples. So with this, I think the you understand the lesson. Instead of so many things are there, so you concentrate what are the internal forces, external forces, and how the features are formed by them. So this, with this I finish the second lesson. Assignment already you have done. You can complete lesson 1 and 2 in the notes, revise the lesson, and we will meet in the next class. Thank you. Have a pleasant day.